Good morning, this is my Schamanen-Orakel reading for this new week. Today is Monday, and today I'm reading for Aries, Taurus, Gemini, and Cancer. And this reading here is for Gemini. Welcome, Gemini. I am using the same decks from the last week's reading once more before I'm changing next week altogether the reading. So today we still have sacred sites here for the reading, and the sacred sites relates to holy places around the world, and the card, whichever card came out, is relating to a message for Gemini. Out came the card Jelling in Denmark. And the Jelling card is about transition. And one of my nephews moved to Denmark, I think 2 years ago or so, and there he lives now. So, Jelling, what is there to learn about? On the card we see Odin, the god of shamans, and we are seeing him riding his 8-legged spirit horse, who has the ability to venture into the underworld. Odin is one of the first of the male Aesir gods and the father of many, including Thor, the god of thunder, whose hammer was rival to the cross of Christ in medieval Scandinavia. In those days, when it was believed that thunderclaps were the sound of mighty Thor using his hammer in anger, and so they were respectfully feared, as too was the underworld. Today both are still sometimes feared, but neither are they revered. What has caused you to be afraid in the past? Acknowledge your fears. They are no longer welcome on the path that you walk. Make a list of your fears and then ask how realistic are they? Have they served any purpose? For example, allowing me to stay within familiar and comforting patterns of behavior. Make the sacrifices that are necessary in order to remove these unwanted companions from your journey. Contemplate the 2 burial mounds and rune-inscribed stones on the card. One stone at Jelling was dedicated in the 10th century by King Harald, Bluetooth's father, Gorm the Old, to his wife Thyra the Other, inscribed by Harold in honor of his parents, describing the Christianization of the Danes. Despite this Christian message, these stones represent the wisdom of the old ways and the secrets of ancient divination still available to us today. So Harold's conversion may have been for pragmatic reasons. His life brought together pagans and Christians' ways of being, as well as considerations of religion versus the practicalities of rulership. So in your life, do you need to change from one way of thinking to another? Is there something in your life that you are afraid of bringing into the open? Have you agreed to something that is not your truth to protect yourself and others, or to keep the peace This is a time of transition, of seeing the world from a new perspective. So Odin's ravens, they flew across the 9 worlds, is the story, returning to tell of all that they had learned on the journey. They escort you now as you explore different pathways. Perhaps they will guide you as you transition to the ways of the ancients. The pagan gods were replaced by Jesus Christ and carved at the top of the world tree on this card. But Odin and the old ways, they live on in nature throughout and through the thoughts and the memories, because thought creates and memory keeps that creation alive. In meditation, connect to the world tree, slide down to its roots, and question your beliefs. Are they actually yours, or were they handed down by your parents from their parents? So how strong are your roots? Do this invocation of the ancients. Try this ritual to call on the help of the old ones. Take a handful of runes and cast them in a circle with a diameter of about 1 meter, and stand in the north quarter with your arms raised and say, I call to Odin, God of the first, come within, so memory I can birth. Stand in the east quarter and say, I call to memory, brother of light, share me your visions, your peripheral sight, so I am not fooled by all that I see, but remember the wisdom and the truth within me. Stand in the south quarter and say, I call to Thor, great thunderous king, lend me your strength, so I may sing of valor, of conquerors, gods of the old, of whispers and stories so long untold. Then stand in the west quarter and say, I call to thought, creator of all, daydreams and wishes of all that you saw, like seedlings sown at the start of the year, grow strong in full honor of all I hold dear. And it was thought, the thinking, the creator of all. And finally, thank the ancestors and release them in reverse order with a symbol, I bid you hail and farewell, and I release you from the circle. And now we come to the Schamanen-Orakel, the German deck, and the card that came out is the Animal Tracks. Getting this card means in shamanic terms the need to follow the path that leads you to where you need to be. Namely, the end of a search. And in that search, you make sure to follow a teacher that is taught to you. So what you truly need to know, will the teacher teach you. Animal tracks, they show us the activity of animals on this globe. The indigenous people, they learned from reading and understanding animal tracks. So some animals, they are of course dangerous to humans, And so reading these tracks correctly can save one's life. Reading and understanding animal tracks helps the tribe to survive, because such tracks lead to a food source of a whole community. And to distinguish tracks from buffaloes, deer, and antelopes, and such tracks of the bears and the wolves, saves the hunter some time by going in a wrong direction. The message of the card is to ask today, what tracks are there for me to discover and to follow? What kind of strength or power do I need to be successful? An old wisdom of shamans is not to leave your own tracks while walking the earth. Today we might relate this shamanic wisdom to what we have come to know as our ecological footprint, which we have the power to reduce to help the earth. So the medicine aspect here is that the tracks are created by walking the earth, and the path is one that follows a trail. So maybe start to discover and then determine which tracks do not lead you anywhere. Instead, follow the tracks that lets you discover life anew. And the Native American oracle card that came out is the Great Spirit Wakan Tanka. Wakan Tanka is about miracles. Wakan Tanka is the great spirit of the Lakota, the intense and dangerous power of the great mystery, the subtle energy that permeates all beings. Every part of the cosmos, the sun, moon, sky, earth, the winds, animals, plants, and us humans, has its own spirit, but Wakan Tanka is the subtle energy in everything, the energy that makes everything alive. So Wakan is sacred and part of all things, but not in equal measure or at all times. Some have more, some use it freely, some hold it tight. The eagle is a symbol of the Great Spirit which watches over the world. So the eagle is the only creature able to fly from the visible to the invisible worlds and leads initiates through the mysteries of life and death and beyond. Message here is that you have access to power and wisdom beyond human understanding. Ask, wait, and listen. Keywords are miracles, divine will, faith, earthly manifestations of the sacred, messages, and answers. And the time of the card relates to winter, and I have not the slightest idea why that is. And the Dungeons and the Dragons tarot card that came out is the Two of Wisdom. And the message is that you are being able to be with someone, whether a friend or a lover, and you still retain your own sense of individuality. And a special message is you are approached by the captain of the city guard to see if you will track down and capture a dangerous criminal. What stories are coming out of this deck, I say. And the Moon and Stars tarot cards, the first one is the World. Keywords are karma, education, opportunities, celebration, clarity, and freedom. On the card we see a small earth representing joy and the need for education, and this earth or the world is sitting in the center of the full moon. The moon feeds the earth with its magical energy of karma, clarity, and celebration. And the symbols of the elements, air, water, fire, and earth, they appear around the moon, a sign of the ever-changing world and how everything comes into balance, even the elements. And the meaning of the card is completion. This card signifies the completion of your work and rewards they are due to you for your efforts. The world has wrapped up all of the karma of past events and brings it to an ending with success. You will enter into a new phase of your life journey with new and exciting opportunities coming your way. So the card is associated with freedom, celebration, clarity, and spiritual growth within work, relationships, and your home life. There is a star message: enjoy your achievements and rewards, and look ahead to your next goal. It is time for new and exciting beginnings. Say this moon magic affirmation: my cycle is now complete. I take pride in and I am thankful for what I have achieved. And the second card from the Moon and Stars Tarot is the Nine of Cups. It's about gratitude, success, and rewards. And the meaning of the card is fulfillment. You are content and blessed as your wishes come true. There is a sense of deep emotional fulfillment in all that you do, as you have achieved or are close to what you had set out to do. There are good times ahead to be shared with family and friends. If you are euphoric, count your blessings and be gracious and sensitive to those who are less fortunate. This card reveals the stars have answered your prayers and you will be given the opportunities to receive your heart's desire. Say this moon message: I keep manifesting and taking action while asking the moon to help make it a reality. That was the reading for you, Gemini. I do thank you for listening. I do wish you a most wonderful week. Take care and goodbye.